What's going on YouTube? Carfi King here, and today guys I wanted to bring you my Belphemon deck profile for the BT13 format. This is probably going to be the first one. This deck is really fun. It's a very hard deck to play though. I will preface that this deck is not easy to just sit there, pick up and play. Especially when you have to go against Mirage and Shine Gray and things like that. This deck definitely is a technical deck, but it's very rewarding for its plays. You will be having to give your opponent a lot of memory at times. There are a lot of different ways to get into Belphemon, but there's also ways you can just get lost in the sauce of just drawing, discarding, but not executing your main game plan. So there's just a lot of things going on with this deck. This deck definitely utilizes a lot of generic purple support very well. And it's just overall it's just a treat to play Belphemon. Sleep mode, your little sleep mode, you don't want to touch, they can't touch him, and then when rage mode comes out, he's absolute destruction, blows up the board, hits them for pretty, hits them for most of their security. This deck is absolutely fun. It's amazing, and I think it's going to definitely be a contender if you take the time to learn, first learn the deck, then learn your matchups, and be very meticulous with what your plays are. But let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. And I would probably do another video talking about what I look for in Belphemon and different ways I want to play the deck and things like that. But for the eggs, we're going 1 Capurimon and 4 of the Demi-Meramon. Demi-Meramon is just a standard, really good purple egg. Draw 1, discard 1. This deck does benefit off of drawing, discarding, even during your opponent's turn. So now I'll get more into that when we go through the deck. The Capurimon is decent because you can discard a card and destroy level 3, but you can also run like a Pinamon egg here, where if it gets deleted by like an effect, then you get to gain a memory, whatever. And a lot of times you're going to be deleting your own stuff with effects, so Pinamon could be another egg that you want here. But you really want your Demi-Meramons for the gas, and then you do want to have a 5th egg in here because our Proto Gizamon does destroy our eggs. So you want to just have a 5th egg in here for that purpose. Speaking of Proto Gizamon, we got 4 Proto Gizamon, 2 Psychmon, 2 Gazimon. Now this is where I think a lot of there could be a lot of controversy, so to speak. Is really your rookie lineup. Okay, so when you're looking at this here, right? Your Proto Gizamon, so you want Proto Gizamon because he destroys an egg, so you can play him for a reduced cost of 2, play him for 1, then you draw 1, trash 1, and then when he dies, you can send 2 cards with Gizamon their names to the bottom of the deck to summon the level 4 version of him. So anytime one of these dies, you can summon kind of like the next level of it. You have your floodgates here, Royal Knight floodgates for like Mirage, Blue, and anything that does gain memory. But then you have here, I think here is where I had like a little bit of a toolbox. I was trying out the new Phascomon from the BT13. So on deletion, you draw 1, trash 1. So he's basically a Demi-Meramon egg on a body, and then his inheritable at the end of your opponent's turn, you can draw 1, trash 1. A lot of times you don't use this effect because your rookies are not really there to be digivolved on top of, unless it's like a scatter mode play or something like that, and they usually don't survive, obviously into your opponent's turn or whatnot for this inheritable. This inheritable has gone off maybe once in like 20 plus games of testing. It's just, but he's really just in there for the draw drop on deletion, and that does come up when you have like Asamon as an inheritable and things like that. I put in 2 copies of the Phascomon blocker from the Beelzemon starter deck. Now this can be anything you want, and I have a few examples here, like even the Phascomon, Imon's in here because you can drop a card and grab a rage mode or a sleep mode. I think that's really clutch. I've clutched out a game before by being able to grab my sleep mode off of the Impmon. But like in this lineup here, you can run a Lekmon if you want to. If playing against the decks that have like low to the ground, you want to get rid of rookies, you can play a Lapramon on play, drop, draw. This one on play, drop 1, draw 2. This one you can you can play this to draw a card. I've seen a lot of builds that use this as well, just to keep filling up your hand. You can use one of the slides because you can go to a lower rookie count, because this deck, again, the rookies in this counts are very dispensable. So you can do this if you want to do more battle trick plays when you're drawing, discarding. You can run a Porcupine. Again, it's just an on play 4-drop. Easy, it's an easy on play 4-drop. You can delete a level 3 if level 3s are getting a little problematic there. And then it's a level 4 that you can just sit on your board and you can Digivolve Ostamon on top of. So there's just a lot of different options you can go with this lineup here. I've just been trying this out, and the reason why I wanted the blocker fast come on in is because with Osamon's ability, his inheritable, when you discard a card during your opponent's turn and you get to bring out a level 4 lower, you can, this is just an extra blocker to bring out. And again, sometimes like your rookies are just going to be sitting there on board because they're food for Belphemon. He wakes up and he gets hungry, right? So he wants to eat one of your cards. Like, okay, sure, well, this card can't attack anyways. I'm going to eat this, restand, swing again, do that. But it also can be a little bit of an annoying blocker in the deck too that you can bring out, especially if you can't get to your Vilemon. This can be another annoying blocker to get to. But that's really the thought process behind it. It could really be whatever you want. The deck is really customizable there. I just like these as my kind of like staple, my 4 Proto-Gizemon and my double floodgates. So that's what I have for the rookie lineup. Now going into level 4s, I got my 1 Vilemon. Again, the Vilemon is in there because you can summon it off the Ostamon. The blocker really comes in handy. Playing defensive in this deck really comes in handy because Belphemon Rage Mode really is your offense, and really also, and you kind of also want to like turtle up a little bit sometimes, play a little bit more defensive just to give yourself an opening for the Rage Mode offense. I'm playing the full scatter mode package here. Actually, so Eismon is actually a very clutch card in this deck too, especially with like our drop draws, especially at the end of turn where we draw 1, trash 1. You can trash 1, bring him out at the end of your opponent's turn, so then you'll have him on your board during your turn, and then you can like Digivolve an Ostamon on top of this, go into your Belphemon sleep mode. So like this card is very versatile in the deck. If he was at more copies, obviously I'd be running it, but the 1 copy has been working out handy in the scatter mode because he fits the theme of the deck. He gets you through your decks. One of the most important things about this deck is that you really want to get to your sleep modes and your rage modes. You want to get both. You want to get both in hand. You want to get your rage mode in the trash, sleep mode in hand, and then try to get your sleep mode onto the board to get your rage mode in the stack, so your opponent can't hurt your sleep mode, and then you get to execute your Belphemon game plan. And these cards help you get there. And then obviously we got the Gizemon AT. So this one is you can delete a level 3, reduce cost by 4. So you can play it out for 2 if you delete one of your level 3s. When you on play at any time, you draw 2, trash 2, and then if he dies, you get to send 2 copies of a Gizemon to the bottom of your deck, and then bring out the level 5 Gizemon. What you really want to focus on too with this deck is you want to make sure you want to put your Gizemons in the trash. Obviously, you want to like call one out so you can get your cycling, but you do want to just fill up your trash with your Gizemons because you want to keep that site. You want to kind of loop them. You want to loop them around. So you constantly have food for your build for your Belphemon and things like that. And then for level 5s, very simple. 4 copies of Ostamon. I didn't really like this card originally, but then I'm like, hold up. The more I learned how to play with this deck, the more I'm playing with this card is amazing. And then 4 copies of Gizemon XT. So basically, so the XT is the 5th form of the Gizemon line. When he doesn't draw drop or anything. He's a 9K blocker, and when he does come out, you get to bring your Tamer, your Akihiro Tamer out from the trash for free. So this deck doesn't care about what goes in trash. Just throw stuff in the trash. That's why we play analog use. That's why we do things. Just throw stuff in the trash because there's always a way for us to get stuff back out of the trash and into play and keep the cycle going. So this is really good, and it's a blocker. Plus with Akihiro, in him being the 9K, you can play your Belphemon sleep mode from your hand for 2 by deleting this with your Akihiro Tamer's ability, and then so you'll play your Belphemon for 2, put the rage one in, and be very memory efficient of getting your Belphemon on the board. Ostamon. So Ostamon is a very interesting card. So on play on Digivolve, you can delete one of your other Digimon, which allows you to Digivolve into a card with Belphemon in its name for free, right? So you can Digivolve. So you can actually Digivolve into Rage mode on top of it. You can Digivolve into sleep mode, and then get the rage. Obviously, you want to go sleep mode and then put the rage one from the trash in there, and then go from there. But you can do that on play on Digivolve. A lot of times you're gonna find yourself doing this on play because you're not really looking at Digivolving up a line in this deck. This one of the things I love about purple is that you're not stuck to the normalities of doing that. You can't, and obviously you can't digivolve on top of any of the Gizmo cards. The Gizmo cards cannot digivolve, so you're playing kind of like with half of a digivolving deck anyways, but that's why he has the on play skill. The other skill is during your opponent's turn, if you discard a card during your opponent's turn, you get to call a level 4 lower purple card from your trash there without paying the cost. And they do get their on play ability, so if they have any on play abilities, you get that as well. But really, he's there so you can pull out your blocker, you can pull out like a scatter mode if you want to like have a card to on delete because you need to dig. You can pull out a floodgate, like when I played against Alphamon earlier, I was able to just pull out like a Gazimon, just have a floodgate on the board. Overall, just a very, very solid, really good card for the deck. A card that you're going to be definitely utilizing often, and I encourage you to utilize it often. Even if you're giving your opponent like 6 memory, 5 memory, whatever it is, get your game plan, get Belphemon onto the board because they can't touch them, and then they can just play right into Rage Mode's ability where it's like, oh, I goofed up. Now with Rage Mode, wipes out all their level 5 and lower, and then if you have Akihiro, you can actually delete their level 6. So very, very good card here. And then obviously for the level 6s, no introduction needed. Let my boy sleep. Cute little Belphemon sleep mode. And then obviously the rage mode. Don't worry guys, these will be alt art soon. I should be getting them, pretty much into next weekend. I will have my alts, so don't worry. But yes, we got rage mode and we got sleep mode. Sleep modes. Now, here's the thing about sleep mode, right? So on play and when digivolving, you by placing a Belphemon rage mode in his top Digivolution cards, he gets immunity from your opponent's effects, right? So there are effects that would target him or delete him, whatever it is. He does not get battle immunity. He gets effect immunity. So there's that. But you have to place a Belphemon rage mode. You can't just digivolve him for 1 over a rage mode, not put something in and get the immunity. You have to put something. You have to put a rage mode from your trash under him to get that immunity. His other ability is you can once per turn discard 2 cards and stop the attack. The stopping the attack is great, and like I said, it works with the Ostamon so that you can stop someone's attack and then you can bring out a level 4. So you can stop an attack, bring out a blocker, bring out one of your Gizamon cards, whatever it is, and go from there. But yeah, that's sleep mode. And then we have the boy, rage mode. Why did you wake me up in the first place? At the start of your main phase, you delete all of your opponent's level 5 and lower Digimon, all of them. Goodbye. And if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, he gets 3,000 power and extra security attack. So he'll be a 17k, 2-check big monster. His other ability is that once at the end of his attack, you can delete one of your other Digimon and unsuspend him, so he can attack twice. His other inheritable ability is that at the end of your opponent's turn, you can trash the sleep mode from the top, so that rage mode can come out. And usually that's the case. Is that at the end of your opponent's turn, it's like, okay, cool, we're gonna go ahead and release rage mode by putting Belphemon sleep mode into the trash. But yeah, rage mode is fantastic. It's such a good card. Definitely a menace on the field. And then for the spells and tamers, excuse me, not spells, option tamers, 3 copies of Gift of Darkness, and 1 copy of Calling from the Darkness. Right, a lot of darkness here. So these are the options that I'm using now. Calling from the Darkness is just your Obligatory. Yeah, it's 1 cost. You can pop something, grab things back. Actually, popping like a scatter mode, like classic play, pop a scatter mode, grab 2 things back, draw 3, trash 2, can definitely help you set you up in this deck. The Gift of Darkness though is a fantastic card, and I didn't like it in my early testing, but I began to really like this card. So what it does is that you delete one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon. So you're knocking out level 7s by playing fan, and this just for 6 too. And then you can digivolve one of your Digimon into a Belphemon from your trash, right? Not, and it has to be a sleep mode too. It has to be a sleep mode. It's from your trash, but you do it from your trash, and that's really good, because you can like be on have an Asamon, you can use this, pop a level 7, pop a Quartzmon, then Digivolve sleep mode on top of your Asamon, sleep mode's ability, put a rage mode in, now you have your immunity. Or if you're on rage mode and you want to go back into the sleep mode that you put in the trash, it's like, all right, well, I cleared your level 5s, but you still have your level 6 or 7 on the board that needs to be cleared. Let's go ahead, Gift of Darkness, let's pierce through it, and then put sleep mode back, and then get my immunity and at least one attack protection. Really strong card. And then the security effect is that you can discard a card of this. When you hit it, you can discard a card that has the same level. Discard a card of the same level or higher, and delete something of the same level or less. So basically, if they have a level 7 or they have a level 5 on the field, you discard a level 5, you delete the level 5. If they have a 4 or 3, you can throw a 5 away. Do that as long as the level that you discard is equal to the card you're deleting or higher, you can delete it. It's a weird explanation, but yes, very strong card. I really enjoy it. And then last but not least, one of the biggest stars of the deck is the Akihiro Kurata Tamer and the Analog Youth. So again, the Analog Youth is in there because you don't really care about what goes into the trash. A lot of times you're searching for sleep mode. So if you see sleep mode, you grab sleep mode. You want your rage modes in the trash, so you don't care about throwing your rage modes away. But if you see sleep mode, when you reveal this, you grab the sleep mode. You trashing your Gizamon cards, all this stuff. Like, this card has so many targets that you want to throw away into the trash is ridiculous. So this card is really, really good. The Akihiro is very interesting. So this is the card that lets you delete something on your board and reduce the cost of hard playing your Belphemon to the board. So they could be rage mode or sleep mode, whatever it is. So if you have like your level 9 Gizamon blocker on the field, you can reduce the cost. You can play your Belphemon, pop that, reduce the cost by 9, so you're playing it for 2. The other ability is at the end of your opponent's turn, you just draw one trash one, and then if you have a Belphemon on the board, you can put him underneath your Belphemon stack, and then delete an opponent's level 6 Digimon. So this can clear level 6, and then on your following turn, Ragemo is going to clear the level 5s and below. This tamer really makes this deck kind of go. And again, even if you don't have your Belphemon, the end of your opponent's turn draw drop starts getting you through your deck as well, and filling up your drop zone and things like that. But that's the deck profile, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, I will come up with more strategy videos and things about it. It's not the easiest deck to play. There's a lot of ways you can definitely build this. There's ways where you have more battle tricks, like with Nidhogg, with Call from the Underworld, and things like that. There's different ways that you can build this depending on what you wanted to go for, what you see. But this is how I've decided to build it, and it's been working out really well in testing for me, more so than the battle trick build, because again, I don't really care what's in my trash. I want as much consistency as possible to get to my pieces, to get to my game plan, and to, go to sleep. And if you wake me up, that's it. All right, but thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys later.